folks. Like every day I wake up and I know more Lord of the Rings drama is going on. And the only other emails and messages I get are people just saying, Rudy, your hair, the Rudy hair indicator is off the chart right now. And I've been Googling it, and everyone says I need more electrolytes, and using toilet water and sticking my head in the sink is not working. So we're going to try more electrolytes because that's what plants need. Now, I woke up today, and now the news is the one of one ring now has an offer from another company or another store for $2 million for the one of one ring. Oh, that's not the end of the video. Buckle up, Buttercup. Tell your ex I said hi. I'll swing by your stepsisters later. And apparently the 700 serialized series, the DWARF ring, has a 700 different serialized cards of that. Apparently somebody pulled the 1 of 700 on stream early or whatever, Pinkertons, I don't know. And apparently the 1 of 700 DWARF ring, I was told by multiple people, sold for over $10,000 and apparently $13,000 for the DWARF ring, of which there are 700 serialized ones, and this was number 1 of 700. $13,000. So we have the 1 of 1 ring now at $2 million, and now we have the 1 of the 700 DWARF ring series, 13 grand. Like, I understand it's number 1 in the series, so it's going to have a premium or double or triple. But even if the rest... So what does that make the rest of them? Even if the rest of them are less than half. So what? The rest of the serialized rings are a couple $1,000 a card? Like, this is flipping crazy. Like, we have no magic. And in all the years, I've been sniffing cardboard and fixing people's appliances and dishwashers and washer and dryers, refrigerators. I've never seen such hype and mayhem and chaos. The only negativity is people are just pissed because of how expensive the boxes are. Because now I'm looking at, okay, so I wake up this morning. I go on eBay. There's one eBay seller at like $375 plus tax. So what, $405 shipped is the best price on eBay TCG Player. I go on TCG Player as of right now, $415 plus tax. That's $443 shipped with tax for most people. And that's not even what's crazy about it. What's crazy about it is the sell-through volume. I'm filming this at noon in the middle of a weekday. So we're only halfway through the day. And there's already over 100 boxes sold just on eBay and TCG Player in the last 12 hours since the sun came up at price points of people are paying between $410 shipped with tax or TCG Player at $440 something. And I stand by the greedy Rudy opinion. I know, don't tell anyone I'm trying to make money too. Please don't spread that around. I stand by the same thing I told patrons. I'm telling you all the same thing I said a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and last night with your wife's boyfriend. I do not think anything over 400 plus, especially for 30, for 40 with taxes and shipping, I think the risk is very high if you're buying in at that cost basis. Now, so far, all of you and the market has said, Rudy, you're full of crap. Stop trying to keep the price low. I am getting pushback and negative messages because people think I'm trying to keep the price low because the market disagrees with me and the market keeps going higher. Like, I had another store in Florida say, hey, I know you get a big allocation. I know you don't sell early and take customers' money, Rudy. I know you're just going to sell your patient supporters, but will you give us a couple hundred boxes? Well, not give, but will you sell us a couple hundred boxes of your collector boxes? We'll pay you $350 a box because we need to list more in our store for $399 plus tax. So and I'm like, no, I need as much quantity as I can get so I don't have a disaster and oversell on my hands. And it's just, I've never seen anything like this. I'll repeat it again. Hang on. I've never seen hype of this scale in Magic the Gathering in my entire life. I've never seen it. Brothers War, War of the Spark, Dominaria, Thornabell Drain. the first Masters set, Eternal Masters, Double Masters, Ultimate Master. I've seen a lot in my years in the Magic world. Mythic editions, the launch of the original Secret Lairs. When I was a kid, the launch of Urza's. When Urza Saga was announced, you guys have no idea how insane it was. You know, when 4th edition was announced and Ice Age was announced in 95, people just lost their mind. I've seen a lot, straight up. I've been through a lot of eras. The Pokemon booms and busts, you know, the Weiss, the MetaZoo, the Flesh and Blood, and of course, smaller card games in the past. You know, Argent Saga, you know, God, what was the other one that we start with? That I really wish it made it. What was the name of that in 2017? Megacorp. Anybody has information that I love that game, but the company just didn't make it. But I've seen a lot in my time, folks. But I've never seen anything like this. And the momentum is so powerful. Like, I've been saying for a month, I thought it should stay in the 300s. I think 400 plus is too expensive because the risk is too dangerous. But now I see these prices, these serialized cards, these what people are paying for the singles. And it's blowing my mind. It reminds me of sports cards. The serialized, the different series, the ones of ones, the ones of hundreds, the ones of 1,000. And, you know, we are definitely trekking in that direction. And, you know, all the money is being absorbed by Lord of the Rings. Like vintage Magic market, sealed product of vintage and it's just, nobody cares. It's useless. It's just literally paperweights holding up taco packs. Nobody cares. And again, most people were upset because, again, we're getting the same thing that always happens. The people who ordered real early, Rudy, I locked it in for like $339, $349. You know, they're reducing their orders. Somebody says, you know, I got a message this morning. Somebody ordered a case of 24, and the store cut them down to 2 boxes. And again, they locked in a price of like $345 or something a box, and they cut them down to 2, saying we don't have the quantity. And you know they're going to sell the rest at 400 plus. You know, this happens every time, because I always talk to you guys about the pre-order system is a disgusting system. Because again, everybody loses. No matter what happens, somebody loses, somebody's angry. We talk about this. In this situation, the Lord of the Rings product keeps going higher, and I'm clearly wrong, and the whole market's like, Rudy, stop trying to keep the price low, you manipulating loser. And, you know, people are paying $450 and not caring. Because everyone's saying it's Rudy. I mean, people are literally messaging me, and Pager's like, Rudy, it's going to go to 500 plus. And I'm like, that's insane. Like, I'm not on board with that, man. Like, I get it, because the rationale that people are telling me is that the supply is going to be completely stripped. Whether the one ring is found or not, now that we're seeing value extracted at high numbers in the thousands of the other serialized series of cards within the product, not including the actual beautiful cards and the land cycle and these other rares, but just the fact that the other serialized series are fetching such high premiums, it changes the dynamic of how much the one-of-one ring matters. And I'm just here to tell you all, yeah, you know, people are paying it like crazy. I think it's ridiculous. I still am, even when I run my sale, I'll let you guys know how it goes. You know, even online, like the cheapest eBay with tax and shipping is like $410, and the cheapest TCG players are on that $440s. I'm still going to keep it. I want to stay in the high 300s. I'm not going to, no matter, even if we get to 500 a box by release, I'm still going to hold maybe the 399, 89, 79, 69. I'm going to try to structure something in the high 3s and just let it be. Some people are going to hate me for being greedy. Other people are just going to be like, I'm not buying, it's a scam. I'm going to wait for the crack. Everyone's going to have an opinion. But I can say that you guys don't want to hear it. It's really a nice thing to see that the 3,000 stores around the country have an opportunity to actually make profit. And what blows my mind, I know it's late in the video, everyone's gone. What blows my mind is how everyone's angry at even a store selling it for $3.99 plus. Even a store selling for $4.30. Walk in your local store, $3.99, you pay tax, you're at $4.30 for a box. And it blows my mind that a store can make a 35% profit for the first time in probably a year or two on a Magic product, and people are yelling like it's a ripoff. It blows my mind. And that's the world we live in. That is the community of Magic. So that is my update perspective today on Lord of the Rings. You know, the market clearly disagrees that my opinion staying below 400 is the correct price for the product, and pretty much the market, and everybody disagrees with that and thinks I'm trying to suppress the price now. And, you know, we'll see what happens at release here. But yeah, there is a real chance, unless people stop buying the product at 420, 440, 430, unless people stop buying it, the market cannot support 100 to 200 boxes flowing through the system every day from now to release. Okay? The official release date is 2 Fridays from now. With the market online cannot sustain a 100 to 200 box sell-through for another like 12 days. Like, there is not enough supply online. Now, there's a lot of stores that haven't listed, don't sell online, but it's probably because they're just going to sell locally. In this situation, if you're an LGS, yeah, I'd recommend, because if the box is $400 on TCG Player plus the customer has to pay $430, and the store is going to net $350. You might as well just sell it locally to your local customers and the people who support you. And that's where it's at. That is the raw data of it. Nobody seems upset about the product. People are just upset because it's really expensive. And yeah, it'd be kind of nice if Wizards had left this collector box price for $180, for stores. That would have been nice, like a normal standard collector box, so that the market sells for $200 to $250. That would have been nice, but that's not what Hasbro Wizards did. And at the same time, I think being angry at all the sellers and stores for being greedy, for actually making a 30 to 40% profit margin on a Magic product, which never happens, I think they kind of deserve it. It's kind of nice to see a system properly work, but it's been so long, it feels weird. Be careful out there, folks. I know people are angry at me for saying that it should be in the high 300s, but just be careful, because there's a real chance that unless people vote with their wallet and stop buying the living hell out of this, it is going to go to 500. And I think that's, I can't get behind somebody spending $500 on a Lord of the Rings collector box. I just think the risk does not justify the reward. And obviously everybody disagrees with me. Otherwise, hundreds of people a day would not be buying higher than I think is right. So clearly, it is what it is, folks. That's where we're at. We'll update tomorrow as we approach.